smells really dark. Yep. There we are. Hey guys, how's it going? A little earlier, 10 minutes till showtime, so I was just hanging out to have a little conversation, chit chat with you guys. Yay, got the simulcast, I've got my other phone. So got YouTube and TikTok. The simulcast. Today we're focusing on positivity, um, keeping positive, keeping a positive outlook, and like even though things are tragic and crazy, because we do know we live in a tragic world. It is quite crazy. um, didn't realize how crappy that camera is on the YouTube live, so YouTube's gonna look a little old-fashioned. So let's just get some of the formalities out of the way. So I always like a zero tolerance live. If you can't follow community guidelines that you signed up for, when you signed up for the app that you're using, um, then you just got automatically silenced, and then possibly even automatically banned, just depending on which rules you're breaking. Volume. All right, get the volume there. So hopefully the audio picks up really well. So yeah, um, so keep things PG-13. No harassment, bullying, spamming, and that's basically it. And for myself, full and complete sentences and no slang and no acronyms because I don't know them. So it's going to be like a complete inside joke for you and for you only. It's going to completely go over my head. And I just want to understand what you're trying to say. All right. Where did I put that? I might just do the book topics instead. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Oh, I guess we're talking about positivity. I'll go over that some other day. We'll do that on some other day. And we have the time. Can I plug my tablet? Yeah, I can. Don't need my computer right now. Not using the laptop. I will plug in my tablet. So very greatly welcome to participate in the chat. I love the conversations and the one-on-ones and answering your questions. Feel free to join in on the chat and the conversation. But yeah, we got a few minutes till showtime. Won't have any background music today because YouTube has strict rules on music that you can play in the background. So it's going to be a fairly quiet, you'll just hear the squirrel barking in the background. That's they do that bark when there's danger or like feel threatened. Usually other squirrels will participate. So he's just complaining by himself. Usually, like if there's like a coyote or like a hawk um, nearby, then they'll all complain. Yeah, it's 6 minutes till showtime. Pretty much 5 minutes till showtime. How's everyone today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Real Talk with Miss Spark, the way to keep things real, raw, and educational. Focus on positivity talk, self-help, personal growth, and just dealing with personal hardships and ways to navigate that to stay positive and stay happy. I'm going to share a little bit of my story, um, just so you can see how crazy I guess I am to be able to smile on a day-to-day basis and then still um, keep positive, yeah, and not focus so much on the negativity and not pass the negativity on to others, and just, you know, hi Scotty, welcome back, love. Glad you can make it again. Thank you for joining. I think it might be a little early for my moderator. I don't know if she'll make it. I remember, guys, just tap the nose, tap, 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 like this, just tap the screen. It's a fun game, just try to tap my nose. I put some little eye makeup on today. It's really come off. No, it's still there. It's still there. A little bit of eye makeup today. Make the eyes pop a little bit more. So funny too, because like I do these live streams and the live shows, and like I have videos that I post, and like when people see me in real life, they're like, "You're much prettier in real life." I'm like, "That's interesting," because like I thought I was pretty on the screen, especially since a lot of times the phones naturally put a filter on. You can't turn that off. I've tried, at least on Samsung, I can't turn off the filter. It naturally just filters like lighting and some of the wrinkles. It naturally just removes them. So if you go to um, YouTube, that camera doesn't have any like automatic filtering, and so like that one um, is very raw. But like looking at the difference, well, that camera, the light sucks on that camera. Like the sensor is really bad. I need my second phone. Plus side, skin's mostly, this is me. Like the makeup is real. That's what I put on. Very light, a little shimmery. Um, and then the lips are, this is my lips. These are my lips. It's quite sad because like my lips have actually lost collagen since I started HRT. They haven't, like they were plumper before I started, so it's really weird to have semi flat lips. I'm like, what happened? They used to be so much more plump. Thanks for the compliment, Scotty. Thank you, thank you. 3 minutes till showtime. 3 minutes till showtime. So, like I said, today, talking about positivity, how to keep a positive outlook in life, and how to stay positive and not project your sorrows, your woes onto other people. Um, like, there's a difference between talking to friends and explaining your hardships and projecting your hardships onto others. There's a huge difference. We'll go over the differences on that as well. Thank you, Richie. Welcome back, love. Welcome, welcome. And so like, yeah, so TikTok's gonna be changing their subscription stuff. Um, so now it's gonna have a fan club and um, like feed. Okay, so there's a live fan club and the feed subscription. So on the posts, the channel feeds, like that will have a prescription where you can get perks and different stickers and different ways to engage with the comments. And then on the here, they're going to change, like you're going to have like different colors in your names. You're going to have like stars or whatever uh, badge a part of your name. Um, so like, and you're going to get different tier levels for your viewership. Like, so how often you're on watching the live and you participate in the chat, you're going to get different viewership level tiers as well. So you're going to get more um, comment options with stickers and badges, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be quite interesting. The rollout, it's September 15th, so a couple more days. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's keep that intro. The one song I can play, because I have the rights to it. I wrote it. Thanks for the likes, for the tapping. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. This is Real Talk with Miss Sparkle. I am Gigi Sparkle, the transgender goddess of happiness from the beautiful Southern California, where I keep things real, raw, and educational, focused on positivity talks and dealing with mental health disorders in the lines of depression, anxiety, bipolar, trauma, and PTSD. More so on childhood trauma and relationship PTSD. So I like to offer different coping mechanisms, coping skills, and different books that I've read in the past that helped me along the way, along my journey, and a little bit of a talks on my transition journey. I don't do too much on that topic, but um, if anyone has a question, I'm more than happy to answer. Um, so welcome everybody. So today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on positivity, how to stay positive through adversity, and remembering to smile through adversity. Thank you for the comment there. My natural hair, the colors, well, it's so weird because like I haven't dyed my hair in 2 years, 2 flipping years, and it's keeping this light color. Like it's, and it keeps going up to my roots. Like my hair, it naturally is like changed on its own. It's crazy wild. I Yeah, I haven't dyed my hair in 2 years. This is like wild that it's been doing this. I haven't cut my hair in 4 years now. I believe it's been like almost about 4 years since the last time I cut my hair. So I definitely do need a trim because of course ends get all matted and nasty and get all breakage. And so next summer though, next spring, I'm gonna give it a trim. So it's gonna end up being like like up here again next spring. Um, well, welcome, yeah. So keeping that positive outlook and remembering to smile through adversity and not projecting your issues onto others. So there's a huge difference with talking to somebody and having that conversation and projecting your anger and your fears on other people. So projecting is where you're being extremely antagonistic and you're causing drama, you're causing the fights, you're pushing for reactions from other people. So you're like, so say the simplest one, right? You're driving, someone cuts you off, it pisses you off, and then it ruins the rest of your evening. You get home, and everything you do is not on purpose, but you're inciting anger onto everybody else in the household. So you're yelling, you open the door and you slam the door shut, you're frustrated, you're all like, what's, where's everybody? The kids are like naturally playing, and then you're like, stop yelling, you guys are being too loud, go to your rooms. Um, and then like the spouse gets kind of frustrated with how you're coming into the house all upset, and then you're starting a fight. Um, that's where you're projecting your anger and your problems onto others, and you're making drama. You're causing problems. Um, The other way is I'm looking at it and you're like, that was rude, but okay. Apparently they needed to be somewhere really fast. They needed to cut me off. All right, whatever. You shrug it off, ignore it. You're like, you go on to listening to the music and you're happy. And then you walk into the house, you greet everybody, you're still happy. Spouse says, "Hey, how's your day?" Like, "Oh, day was great." Like, until some jerk like cut me off and was completely rude. Um, and then you're having a conversation about being like rude to people, like not being sincere. You're cutting people off. You're not thinking about others. You're being selfish, and so you're not creating animosity in the household. You're not creating anger in the household. You are creating a space for conversation to talk about what happened rather than projecting your feelings onto others. Um, Another example could be um, you're just got an award at work. So you're super ecstatic, you're happy, you got like employee of the month. Um, you get home, you're all like jazzed and peppy and bouncy. Um, and then like you get frustrated because nobody else is happy. You're like, why is everyone so quiet? Why is everyone all somber? Why like everyone should be happy with me? What's going on here? And so again, you're trying to like twist things to make things uncomfortable and incite an argument or make things more uncomfortable than it should be, as opposed to again coming home and still keeping that positivity but having the conversation about why you're happy, and then um, having fun good times with the family so they can be happy too. So like you start playing with them and you start like talking to them about their homework, or you're talking to your spouse, you're playing with the dog or the cat. Um, Again, like there's a difference between creating a positive space and creating a negative space, even with a positive outcome. Um, you have to choose to keep things positive, um, smiling, and not getting upset because other people aren't feeling what you're feeling. Remember, everyone's different. Nobody's living your experience. So, not everybody's going to understand where you're coming from. And they're not going to understand how you're feeling unless you let them know. And the best way to let them know is to talk, have conversation, not argue or not um, project or push your feelings onto other people. I hope that makes some sense in that. Um, so, uh, things that help keep that positive outlook is to one, process what you're feeling first, understand what's the core, the root of it, and why you're feeling that way, and then figure out the best way to um, help others understand how you're feeling, to let them know that, and without pushing it onto them or making a scene or causing a problem, a fight. Um, so, like, again, you have to process the ideas, what's going on. If it's something bad, breathe through it. Again, find the core emotion and talk to people that if you want to share your feelings and your emotions with them. Don't project your feelings. Um, yeah, don't make it a huge scene. Don't be super explosive and flamboyant. Um, like you will naturally already be the energy you're giving off will naturally already be what you're feeling. So people in general will be able to see and feel it. But again, it's a matter of how you express that feelings and verbalize it is what's going to make a change in your life. So remembering, yeah, if something bad happens, it's going to happen. It happens every single day. Um, again, remember, everyone's experiences is different. You just have to process it in a way to where you can just communicate and talk clearly about it and not cause a huge ruckus and cause a fight. And also understand that other people have gone through their day and maybe they're not ready to listen to like what happened to you or why you're angry or to talk to you. Um, be understanding that people care. Just because they can't talk to you that moment or spend time with you that moment doesn't mean nobody cares about you. Um, it's a huge thing. That's an instant mindset for a lot of people where if you're not there for them at that moment, nobody cares and nobody's there for you. And then all of a sudden you're back into this super depressed mode, and then you're exuding more anger and more hate towards everybody and just like, leave me alone, I don't want to deal with anybody. You have to remember other people are going through things too. They have their day that they went through. Be patient. Be patient with other people, be patient with others. um, just let them know, hey, I had this horrible thing happen to me today. um, I, whenever you're available, I'd love to be able to talk and just let it out, and so I don't have this anger welling up inside me anymore. And if they're ready to talk, like, oh, of course, let's talk right now. Or it'll be like, I'm so sorry, you had a rough day. Um, Give me a moment, and I'll get back to you, and we can talk about this, and I'll be there to listen. Um, Again, it boils down to just understanding and being respectful towards others. Ways that, so for me, it can seem a little lulu, or um, I will laugh at the bad things to help feel better about it, and I'll just smile through things, um, because one, it's one of the best ways to change the narrative and to change what's going on in the feelings is to smile. Most people, even when they're angry, can't help to smile with you. Um, so like even if they're like mad and yelling at you, and like you're like, mm-hmm, okay, like you're listening, you're there, still have to smile. They're like, you're not taking anything seriously. Like, how dare you? That's a toxic response. But at the same time, you just be like, I hear everything you're saying. It makes perfect sense. It does not mean we have to be yelling. We have to yell to get the point across. Um, Completely understand what you're saying and what's going on. Let's find a solution to make things better. Um, I pissed off many of district managers with my attitude. um, but in the end, um, I was in the right. They had end up coming to me and apologizing for their poor behavior, and they um, praised me for being able to keep things light and smiling in the workplace, to keep, um, to not show the guests or the customers or um, the other employees that something's wrong, and bringing the energy of the whole place down. Um, I get commended for helping keeping the energy up. Um, so remember, yeah, it is a choice to smile. It can come off as um, like you don't care, but listening shows that you care more so than anything else. So being able to listen, not talk back or talk over somebody else, take in what's being said, and then re-say it back to them so they know that you hear exactly what's going on, and offer suggestions to help change the situation. How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so quiet today. So I've been like so super chill. Sunbathing again today, and it was super lovely. We got Rambling Rose. What's going on? How are you feeling? You've got the dang comment. Oh, I should probably keep it over there so you read it. Thanks for the likes, Venus. Love you, girl. Weather's been perfect. It's still a clear, sunny day today. Yeah, 80 degrees. This morning was cold, so I had my jacket on. But then this afternoon, when my friend woke up, he's like, well, let's go get some sun. I'm like, okay. So I'll go outside, and then since it's nobody around, nobody here, it's secluded. And so, like, yeah, I just had my top off and getting actually like even tan. And I was like, he's like, no, there's nobody here. You can leave it off. I'm like, okay. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, give me a second, Fox. Gotcha, gotcha. If I can remember where it's at with it. Oh, it's over here. Oh, you already sent the request. Okay, there we go. Hello, darling. How's it going, love?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Hopefully, you'll get enough feedback.
I wish I can go on camera and look as good as you.
Stop. Appreciate the compliment.
You look beautiful.
Thank you for the compliment.
It's not hard. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear it nice and clear.
All right, good. I think you add a lot to society. My hand is going over and like saying from here to the right, to the left, to the sun.
Right.
You love and accept.
Yeah, I just like I said, like I have an understanding that everyone has different life experiences, different backgrounds. Even if two people are in the same scenario, they're both still experiencing it differently. And
yes, and I think we went through that in the past.
Right.
You know, yeah. I have a problem with catching attitudes.
Well, I can be snarky.
Yes, I can be like that. And I don't know where that comes from. And then I wake up the next morning and think, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, there's that little tinge of bragginess.
You forgive me.
I forgive everyone. Yeah, of course I forgive you, love.
I appreciate that.
And
I just love what you're going through. And there was something else when I hit the button I wanted to say to you it was much more beautiful. Oh. It was.
Well, what you said was lovely.
It's like, where is it again? It's besides saying your T-shirt is beautiful, it was something else that your energy, was that it? I don't know. Don't forget me, okay?
You blame sunshine on that one.
Yes. Yes.
Getting sunlight, like, it does help keep things very positive and light.
Yes. Don't forget me, okay?
Never. Never.
All right. Even though if I'm snarky.
You have your opinions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I mean, we all have to survive somehow. You were snarky, to tell you the truth.
Yes, I'm an extreme brat.
Yes, it's like we were snarky back to each other.
Well, there's also times where I don't understand the context that it's coming from. So, like, I see things coming up, and I think it's from a bigot of some kind, and like they're not trying to be understanding or listen. They just want to like bitch and bicker. And so I'm like, I'm just short fuse, and I'll just like,
Yes,
yeah,
I think I did the same thing. It's like, well, I'm reading this.
right.
I'm reading this. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not what I meant.
And yeah, that's those moments where it's
But you
like,
were good. You were good at your snarky. You were really good.
and it looks
I
like,
can do it too.
right? No, you most definitely. It's definitely
But
an ethic
let's
woman
try.
trait.
I mean, me, you know my name, and I know you. Um, let's forgive each other.
Mm-hmm. Always, always, always,
You
always.
know what I mean?
Yes, love.
So I need the love.
Always. Love you, darling.
All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. Take care, Fox.
All right. I'll talk to you again.
Okay. Thank you,
All
love.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, Venus, you got rain? Yeah, poor thing. Poor thing.
I'm trying here.
No, you're fine.
I can't
I got
figure
you.
this out.
I got you. It's okay. I got you. I have to find it too, but it's okay. Yeah, you got rain, huh? All the rain. Woo. So, a little bit of where I'm coming from and keeping the positivity, right? So we don't have a lot. Welcome back, Cindy. Hi, love. Welcome back. We got Fox, Cindy, and another random ghost person. Well, thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate you. So I would say, like, my life hasn't really been hard. It's been fairly blessed and easy. But reality, um, for most people, it'd be extremely difficult, and they wouldn't be able to make it through. And early on, I was a fairly angry, upset kind of person. And it wasn't until like late college when I was finishing up studies and working at Disneyland where I started to be a little more upbeat and positive and having more fun with life. And I think what was the big change for me to help at that time was I was doing things that I wanted to do. I wasn't stuck having to, rush home, walk my sister to school, make breakfast, um, make dinner, be sure, went to bed on time, um, make sure that um, the dishes are clean, the house is vacuumed. Um, like, yeah, like, I guess it's weird because, like, those same stresses are still kind of there, but they're on my terms. And it made things more joyous to go through school and going to work. And work was fun. Like, and I was always busy. Like, I was mixing music, creating choreography for the aerobics classes, um, creating choreography for the dance teams, um, performing Phantasmic and performing in the parades, um, going out to karaoke. I would go to the beach before every morning and just enjoy the crashing sound of the waves, the water on my feet. Sometimes I would go swimming, and then I'd go to work and take a shower and get ready for a parade or a show. And um, I didn't have any real issues. Like, the household, the apartment was cool. I had roommates. I didn't have to worry about the house much. None of us were really ever home. um, Good evening. How you doing, Patty? Hello. Hello there on YouTube. How you guys doing? But I still had poor attitude where um, if anything went wrong, I was instantly hot-headed, instantly upset, instantly less frustrated. I'd hit those points where I didn't want to talk, and I would just shut down and um, like shutting down and still like projecting my problems onto other people. Um, because like when it came to like a conversation, like I would just be straight to yelling or straight to just leave me the f alone kind of thing. Um, or like I'd get to the aerobics class and I wouldn't really engage with the clients very much before the class. It would just be like, all right, let's go. I had to hit the music and then like start the whole routine thing and breaking it down. And I get to the end of the class. I'm like, all right, bye guys. I pack my shit up and leave. Um, wasn't very pleasant, you know? And wasn't until 2013, which was after my first child was born, leading up to the birth of my second child. Um, so I guess, yeah, it's 2013. Um, what was it? I just made a friend who showed me how to deal with things differently. And like he, we were part of like a group. It wasn't a religious group. Um, it was a fitness group. So we'd get together, do exercises, um, and just talk. And they were always like positive and peppy. They share their relationships, and then they were talking about different books that they were reading. I'm like, why are you guys reading books? Why would that help at all? Attitude with family. It's always with family, right? Excuse me. Um, but yeah, like they're sharing these different books. There's the self-help books, the personality books, and all like, who reads these things? Like, no one really reads these things. And like, I was getting their vibes and um, learning things from them. I was like, so I started being a little more open to listening rather than always telling. So there's a difference with talking and telling, and again listening and just hearing. Um, so I learned to listen and talk, and that was the biggest game changer for me. Um, it helped create more empathy and compassion for others, and helped me understand and read people better, which then helped me in my sales career and in my life in sales as a fitness instructor, personal trainer, um, and just myself for my own like personal business and like things that I do. It helped a lot in that regard because one of the things they taught is you're always selling yourself. So do you want to sell yourself as this grumpy, angry, frustrated person who can't get along with anybody? Or do you want to sell yourself as someone who is positive and peppy and people want to be around you? And like I was looking at that, I'm like, and then we were doing like seminars where people, motivational speakers, and it's like, yeah, I do rather be like that. Like their life is happy, their life is positive. They have people who want to be in their circle and want to be in their life and want to be in their energy. Like they don't look at you and they're just like, oh my gosh, not that person. They're always so down. They're always so angry. Like, oh, do we really have to hang out with that person? All right, I guess let's go. Life turns around and like, oh my gosh, I love hanging out with that person. Let's go. Yes, let's do this. Every time's a blast. And then in 2017 was when I got introduced to Jack Canfield at one of the seminars. And that completely changed everything. That's where I started actually opening up on reading and doing more research and learning and educating myself rather than just thinking I know everything or thinking the solution. Um, it was just, yeah, like seeing his teachings and hearing his story on how his hardships in life and how he was able to change. So my dad was in the Air Force. We traveled a lot. Um, I went to preschool and elementary school in Japan, um, and then moved to Texas, and then moved to Arizona, and then first grade in Arizona. Parents get a divorce, or split up rather. My mom, in my eyes, just takes us middle of the night over to California, and um, and I basically don't really get to see my dad much after that. Um, so like I didn't understand the hardship that they had and the abuse that I got. Because I had an imaginary friend that I played with, a little blonde girl who apparently never existed. My mom told me she never existed. My dad told me she never existed. So this little blonde girl that I played with in Japan never existed. Um, in Arizona, I was picked on for being feminine at 6 years old, like 5, 6 years old. Well, who's gonna pick on somebody for being girly? Like, it makes no sense to me. But I was picked on. Um, I was, to me, I wasn't humiliated, but in their eyes, they were humiliating me, and I didn't see the wrong. But they took my clothes and made me knock on people's doors um, in our apartment complex, and then my mom and dad yelled at me about for that, and then that was what made me feel like oh that was wrong. They were making fun of me, and they're like, how dare you let somebody like take advantage of you and make fun of you? And so then that was the one and only fight I ever got in, because the next day I went up to the kid and straight up punched him in the face. um, and then he punched me back. That was the only black eye I ever got, and again, the only fight I've ever been in, ever done. I don't do fights. Um, and then got more in trouble again because I started a fight. um, but then so you get to California, and I've completely shut down. Don't know who to trust, who to talk to, because the kids I thought who were my friends, were just picking on me and bullying me. And then my mom doesn't show love, so like there's no communication there. And apparently my dad was extremely abusive, and so like I just completely shut down. Went to school, didn't talk to anybody, didn't play during recess. I just stayed in the classroom. Um, and then and then I then the school, you know, wanted to figure out what was going on, and so I had therapy. So every week I'd see a therapist counselor at the school, and then I gradually started opening up and talking to people. But the only friends I would spend time with were the female, like the girls. I didn't feel comfortable around boys at all, like at all. Um, and I was extremely frustrated and upset because, like, where's my dad? Um, Always going to school and having to do the schoolwork, and then they want me to do homework, but I have no time at home to do homework because as soon as I get home, I have to be sure like my sister is eating, so I'd make dinner, and then that started the whole eating disorder basically, where I just wouldn't eat. Um, because I was so stressed on being sure that everything else was taken care of, and like school wanted me to do these things, and like I didn't really have time to really play much. And then I would like fifth grade-ish. Um, well, third grade I started just utilizing that energy towards math, and so like I was really good at math. And so like I had have some friends who were, and I would do spelling bees. Um, and so like I would win spelling bees and win like these math competitions in third and fourth grade. And then in fifth grade, I transferred like the frustration and anger towards. Um, Thank you for the likes, guys. Got 1,000 likes. You guys are awesome. Hello there on YouTube. You can comment as well. Went into sports. So I started projecting things in basketball. Um, but that made things frustrating because, again, I can only play with the boys. And I don't, they're too aggressive. I am uncomfortable with aggression. And so, like, I wasn't competitive and I didn't care to be competitive. Um, I would just kind of participate, and most of the shots I would do would be outside the line, um, in like the 3 point zone, just so away from everybody. Um, and then dealing with all this, also on top of that, part of the reason why I didn't connect with anybody or didn't want to connect with anybody was because um, I'm not right. Like, this is wrong. And so, like, I don't know how to interact with anybody else because I see this, but what everyone else saw was this. Yeah, so, like, it didn't work. um, so, like, I couldn't really click or connect with anybody very well. And so I would end up bullied quite a bit and and get in a couple fights, but it was one sided because I wouldn't participate back in the fight. So I would just take the beatings, um, which got me another reputation of being just like really tough because they're like, dang, like don't mess with him, like, cause like he'll just take it, like, and then like it doesn't phase him at all. Um, and mm, uh, I don't know where else to go because it's all the same stuff, like, year after year kind of thing. Um, High school is kind of like junior high is where things really changed because band, a bunch of misfits who like similar things. Um, that made it a lot easier because with band and music, there is no male or female, there is no boy or girl. It's just play. Who's better at doing the task? And you have your different chairs and different seats positions, and it's just you're just person working together to create this beautiful sounds and orchestral pieces like music. And then so that's when I deeply fell in love with music and and just enveloped myself in all things music. I started um, literally splicing tapes to create edits um, until I got like a dual deck system to be able to play, record, and then record over audio, and then like mix my own music that way. And like I would spend hours just creating mixes at like the age of 12 and 13. And like and then I got into more into dance. I got into hip hop. Before that, I was in jazz and folklorical dance. But in junior high, I got into hip hop, and that was a little tough because that was still male and female role ish. But for me, I didn't look at the roles as gender. I was just looking at it as like a dance routine. And so I would, you know, like most kids, watch music videos, mimic the dance, um, mix music, and create my own dance routines. And so for the talent shows, I would, I had my own mix and my own choreography and perform for the talent show. Um, and all the while, constantly moving, like never having like a settled place to live. Um, like we'd live in one place for like 2 3 years and then have to move somewhere else. um, my mom was rarely home because she was going to school for nursing, and then she was at the hospital nursing. So like she was never really home. That's why like I was always making food and things of that nature. But once my sister was old enough, she was, you know, doing her own thing, and so I reached a point where I basically never went home. um, I would when we get to high school, go to school 5 a.m. just to not be home, and then I had band practice at 6. Um, at 6 a.m. Usually would have track and field or wrestling at 7 a.m. And then after school I had choir practice. Um, and then I'd stay after school hanging out at the school or going out to eat at Burger King. We'd either go to Burger King, Denny's, or like was it In and Out. I hated going to In and Out. I'm still not a fan of In and Out. I still don't like In and Out. And then my senior year, I was completely homeless. Um, not because my mom kicked me out or anything. It's because we didn't have anywhere to live, and she moved in with a boyfriend, and Moreno Valley, like another city. It was just miles away. So I was up by myself. So my senior year, to make it seem like I'm not homeless, I went to school dressed nice. I would wear polo shirts and slacks and khakis, and like instead of a backpack, I had all my schoolwork in a briefcase. Um, my books I kept in the band room with my instrument, so like I didn't have to take my books home. And yeah, half of the year of half my senior year, or more than half my senior year, I was homeless, but still going to school. And then the real kicker that really frustrated and pissed me off was that I don't know why the school couldn't tell me anything sooner that I wasn't on track to graduate. And I was like, so you needed to have like 230 credits to graduate, and I had 250 credits. I'm like, how can I graduate? I have more credits than is required. And they're like, well, yeah, but the majority of those credits are electoral credits. They're not the required credits. You're 2 credits short of your English credits to graduate. I'm like, so then my last semester in high school, I had 2 English classes. um, and and I only had 4 classes that my senior year. So like, if I wasn't on track, why didn't they tell me? Because I could have fit in another class. Because I only had 4 classes out of the 6, and so like I had 2 more um, class spaces that I could have been doing something. But in those class times, I would be in the band room practicing. Um, and then and so at the same time, since I had all that free time, um, I signed up for college. And I went to the college close, well, wasn't really close by, but a few cities over. And so after school was done, after I was in high school, I would rollerblade to the college to take a college class. And I was taking, what class did I start off with? I started a history. I started a history. I took a history class because history's cool. um, and like I didn't know what I really wanted to study. And then so like I had a weird scenario because I was going to college, had my college classes. After high school was done, I was going to college and I did my first 2 years at the community college. And then I transferred those credits to UCLA. And I did 2 years at UCLA to get my um, music engineering degree. So music production, sound, and a music sound. And all this time, I never graduated high school. Apparently, because I still didn't have those credits. Um, Still homeless. So I was sleeping in parks, um, in their little tube thingies. And so I would sleep in the park. And then, and like, and then I was, like I said, going to Mount San Antonio College. And then my mom has another boyfriend who's buying her a house. And so I move into the house for a minute. She gives me her old car because he buys her a new car. And and so like she has the new car, and so I have her old car. So um, he's like some Egyptian guy, and my femininity was offensive to him, and he didn't like that. I was so feminine, and um, and so I left, and then I was living in the car. And at this time, I was working at Disneyland and going to UCLA, and working at Universal Studios as well. And so I was just sleeping in the car, in random places, between work and school. Um, and then I got the place in Anaheim. I had roommates with some other coworkers at Disney. And so I was there. And that's when things started to turn around a bit. Um, because then I was, understanding to take care of my own bills and things myself and having money set aside for things, and um, having an understanding of the credit system, and and relationships with people, and the importance of connections with people. Um, so yeah, like there's absolutely no reason for me to be the person I am today. um, there's also amazing the fact that I'm still here, and I am positive, and I don't do stupid things to harm myself. Um, Never touched a single DRUG in all that time. Um, didn't even have SEX in all that time. um, yeah, that was 22 after a situation happened, after the RAPE happened. Um, so I don't count I don't even remember when the IPE happened, if it was 21 or 22. Might have been when I was 22. No, it was before I had a car. So it was when I was 21. And I got the car at 22. That's when I got my driver's license at 22. There's times where I'd sleep at work when I was almost due. I was I was a key grip, so I had keys. And so like when I was a closing manager, I would lock everything up. Everyone would go home. I'd do the money, put the money in the safe, set the alarm, and lock myself in the manager's office and go to sleep. And then in the morning, wake up before the morning manager gets in. So I turn off the alarm, go out, reset the alarm, unlock the door, and walk out, lock the door, and then go to school or go to work. Go to school, yeah. And then right now, with today's climate, um, it's been a hard time getting work. At the same time, I don't even know what to do because I don't want to be in front of people anymore because of how disrespectful people have been lately and how much worse it's getting. And so my anxiety's gone extremely out the roof. And I lost my home in September last year. And it's been 1 year since I've been homeless. Been homeless for a year. But I'm still a positive, peppy person here to educate people on keeping a positive outlook, not letting their hardships control their life, and especially control how they treat other people. Remember, everything is a choice, and being respectful and kind and putting yourself in other people's shoes and trying to see their perspective before you belittle them or put them down or make them feel like crap or say anything negative about them. Um, Taking the time to understand first is a choice. And I gladly choose that choice to stay positive, stay happy, and to be a sparkling, shining light towards others, for others that I do today. I say a lot. Like, there's nothing to look up at me for, to praise me for. Hey there, Beats and Vinyl, welcome back, love. How you doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Absolutely nothing to add, be jealous of me for, um, or praise me for, because I literally have nothing. I have nothing to really offer with the exception of knowledge and a positive outlook and keeping your life, trying to help other people change their lives to be better. And so that's what I do. And I'm super grateful for TikTok. Like, I used to bash TikTok when it first came out, which is silly because it was a music app. So I should have been all over it, but I wasn't. And now it's turned into a sales platform, kind of. um, but it's also an opportunity to be able to grow um, your own self, grow your own business, kind of thing. And I greatly appreciate that. And now, and also YouTube. I really appreciate YouTube. Everyone wanted to hear my story and wanted me to talk about my life, and like I never really do. And there's still stories that I haven't posted on YouTube yet that I just told now. Um, and so like with it, with the childhood trauma from my dad and my mom, and the RAPE, I still have issues with men and connecting and even wanting to spend time with men, which is blows my mind because how obsessed I am with them now. But it sits along the lines of why I'll never do a relationship ever again. And yeah, leave it there. Just leave it there. I guess that works. I talked a lot, but it shows through all the adversity, through all the hardship, through all the pain, strife, struggling, life's always going to throw something hard at you. And your strength comes from how you handle it and how you move forward. And it is a choice not to give up and to strive and to push forward. So choose to be better and to keep that smile on your face and to spread kindness and positivity to the people around you. So remember, guys, always keep that spark of kindness in your heart. Give people a compliment. Any compliment will do, like any little compliment. It brings joy to someone else's heart. It also helps you feel good too. Get a minimum of 12 hugs in each and every day. Those hugs help boost your self worth and make you feel loved within you and your inner circle, especially the little ones. If you have little ones in your life, be sure to hug them regularly. It helps them know that they are loved, helping prevent suicidalities and bad thoughts. And don't forget to tell your loved ones that you care and that you love them. Even if you're upset with them, you don't know in that last moment that you talked to them or that you saw them will be that last moment. So swallow your pride, call them back, give them a hug, and say, I'm still upset with you, but you mean the world to me and I love you. And most importantly, tell yourself you love yourself. Like, it's so hard for you to connect with people and love people and stay positive if you don't truly love yourself. So each and every single day, don't ever let a day go by without you telling yourself that you love yourself. So look in the mirror, look into your left eye, and tell yourself, I love you. I'm Gigi Sparkle, the transgender goddess of happiness, and I'm sparking out. Bye. Love you guys. Oh, YouTube was dead. Did I get any views?